into the terracing after Collinstein's late equaliser for Rangers. Many of the fans left the ground unaware of the horror they'd left behind. That horror has stayed with everyone who was there that foggy January evening.
It was like a picture from the last war. The bodies were just all over the place. And
was there anything you could do?
Nothing, nothing. Anyone who really needed treatment could have done this themselves. But the rest were just dead. There was nothing you could have done for them at all.
Those tragic events, though, did lead to the construction of this new Ibrox Stadium. And Rangers chairman David Murray will unveil a plaque before today's match to commemorate those events of 20 years ago. Good afternoon to you. A happy new year from all of us on Sports Scene as we look forward to bringing you the first big football occasion of 1991, the Old Firm match between Rangers and Celtic. Let's join our match commentator, Jock Brown.
So the two teams arriving on the playing field together and taking the salute of the supporters. Two muskets for Rangers. Rangers manager Graham Souness has gone for a very attacking formation despite the continued absence of Trevor Steven with a hamstring injury. Mark Walters and Peter Hoystra provide the attacking width to supply Mark Haitley and Mo Johnston, with McCoist remaining on the bench. So once again there is a major midfield responsibility on Terry Harlock, who has never tasted defeat at Celtic's hands, and he scored an equaliser when those sides met here in September to enhance his standing as a new Ibrox hero. Darius Dovcek has failed a test on his injured Achilles tendon, so Anton Rogan comes in at left back and Derek White returns alongside Paul Elliott. Jerry Craney replaces Alec Matthew, and Charlie Nicholas makes way for Andy Walker, who plays for the first team for the first time since the Skull Cup semi against Dundee United on 25th September, when he came on as a second-half substitute. And fittingly for this big match, one of the most experienced and highly rated officials in Scotland just now, Jim McCluskey from Stewarton. Here is David Murray, the Rangers chairman, coming out with John Gregg, the public relations executive at Ibrox, for the unveiling of the plaque reflecting the disaster of 1971. A 1 minute silence will follow. Very tense moment there as the Rangers supporters in particular reflect the disaster 20 years ago today. So Celtic starts the first Old Firm match of 1991, looking for only their second victory in the league here at Ibrox since Graham Souness arrived as the Rangers manager in April 1986. Rangers undoubtedly having the sign on Celtic in recent matches. And Celtic coming here very much as underdogs. Here's Andy Walker. Played across here to Paul McStay, an early shooting chance. McStay there, set up by Craney. Couldn't steady himself on the soft surface for that shot. So very interesting tactical ploys being adopted by both sides. Here comes Rogan. Down he goes. He was caught there by Richard Gough, the Rangers captain. So free kick to Celtic. John Collins and Paul McStay over this free kick. Paul Elliott, the major threat at the corner of the box for Celtic, being closely marked by John Brown. It's going to be left to Collins. Played back in by Craney and beaten away by Chris Woods. Well, Celtic catching Rangers by surprise with that free kick. Here's McStay, hustled there by Harlock. And Johnston kept the ball in play, but he didn't have support. Well, that was a tense moment for Chris Woods in goal. He'll be very relieved to come to no harm in that move. Now Elliott sucked in the Rangers defence towards the near post, allowed Craney to come in at the far post, play that back across goal, and Woods appeared to be in trouble for a moment. Stevens wins it. There's Hurlock, challenged well by Collins. Now McStay. Good play from Celtic. Morris to Rogan. The ball played into space on the right, but there's no one there for Celtic. There's Monroe. Well, that's fine running by Hoystra on the left. Bringing Elliott across. Well, in too much of a hurry with the ball inside. Good pass that from Stevens to Monroe. Well, Celtic they are getting to the Rangers players very quickly indeed in the middle of the field, allowing them no time at all to settle on the ball and pick out passes. And I imagine the Celtic management team of Billy McNeil and Tommy Craig will not be at all displeased by this opening spell from Celtic, coming into this match very much the underdogs, trailing Rangers by 12 points at this stage in the league. But there's no sign of that at the moment. Craney wins it for Coyne. Still Tommy Coyne in possession, looking for a shooting chance. Beaten to that by Brown. There's Craney playing in for Walker, and the challenge was made by Monroe. Played away by Richard Goff, and Terry Hurlock keeping the ball in play. Rangers doing well coming from defence, but there has been a free kick given to Rangers for a late challenge on Hurlock by Collins. Well, what a debt owed by Rangers to Stuart Monroe, one of the unsung heroes of the Rangers side, and he made a magnificent challenge there on Andy Walker right in front of goal. Lystra. Goff using Walters on the right. Craney trying to cut him off early. Good play by Walters. And headed away by Derek White. Maurice Johnston was waiting for that. But delightful play once again from Mark Walters. Well, he really is in superb form at the moment. He's away from Craney, then leaves Rogan for dead. Releasing this early cross. It's a good clearing header by Derek White to give Rangers their first corner kick of the match. Looking for Goff. A chance for Brown. The first chance of the match falling to John Brown. A very difficult one though for the central defender, created by the head work of Richard Goff. The long, deep, far-flung corner kick. Goff getting up well, timing his leap, nodding that down. Brown had to react instantly and couldn't direct the shot on target. So Spikeman waving his teammates around. Wallace with the header, takes it back from McStay. Craney and Collins go for the same ball. Breaks off a couple of arms. The referee decides that was accidental. White and Johnston together. Collins provides some help. The Rangers maintaining some momentum here. Stevens plays it in. And Morris heads the ball to safety. It was White in the first place who got his head to that cross. Spikeman wants this corner kick taken quickly. There's Hoystra. Spikeman again. Far post cross. Here's Walters. Headed away by White. Rogan and Stevens clash. The result is a Celtic throw, much to the annoyance of the Rangers supporters. Once again, it's Celtic's ball. And an inaccurate return pass there, giving Rangers possession. There's Maurice Johnston setting it up for Hurlock. Too much weight on the cross, and Celtic have a goal kick. So John Brown goes to tidy up at the back. A little bit short with that pass back. Nothing wrong with the challenge from Andy Walker. Well, he was John Brown on his right foot. That's his weaker one. Not firm enough with the pass back. In came Walker. The ball was certainly free, but Woods recovered quickly. There's Gary Stevens. Off goes Hateley on the run, followed by Derek White. Good tackle that by White. Well, he clearly thought the last touch was by Hateley. The linesman disagreed. There's Walters. An awkward one, straight into the net! Walters has scored for Rangers. What a remarkable corner kick, right out of the blue. Well, he took that with his right foot, and Pat Bonner could scarcely have expected an in-swinger. This once is again bending and right under the crossbar. Bonner arriving too late, and Rangers go ahead. Well, this is 1-2 saver without any question. Played in with the outside of the right foot, smarming it under the crossbar, and beyond Pat Bonner for Walter's 13th goal of the season. Well, another moment of magic from the former Aston Villa player. And Pat Bonner must be wondering what hit him there, because he hasn't had to make a save in the match so far, the Celtic goalkeeper. And that little moment of magic from Walters sees him pick the ball out of the net again. Two players colliding there accidentally, Walker and Spackman. There's Goff, Stevens. Good play by Goff, going forward again, trying to pick out Johnston in the box. And Rangers are taking great heart from that opening goal. And once again, a superb interception there by Derek White. Otherwise, Maurice Johnston had an open goal. Walters with a corner kick, left-footed this time. Up goes Goff, the header down by Brown. Well, John Brown's second goal attempt of the match, and that, I think, was a clearer-cut chance than the first. Variation from the corner, played left-footed but way out into the penalty area by Walters. Appeared to be swirling in the air. Goff get up so well. There was John Brown, and the header goes wide. So we're at the 45-minute point in the first half. I can't recall a stoppage for injury in the first half, and indeed that's the view of referee McCluskey. Teams go off, Rangers fans offering the applause, and it's for Mark Walters in particular. He's shown many moments of magic in his Rangers career, but none to compare with this corner kick in 35 minutes, taken with the right foot, the outside of the right foot, bending in at the near post behind Pat Bonner for the only goal of the first half, in which Celtic played extremely well for long periods. They appeared to be every bit as good as Rangers for the bulk of the first half, but once again Dame Fortune has not smiled on them, and at half-time it's Rangers 1, Celtic 0. So controversy still raging around the stadium about that Mark Walters corner kick, and great discussions about the nature of the swirling wind. Basically the wind is blowing from left to right, which would have blown it away from Pat Bonner's goal in the first half and Chris Woods in the second, but there are certainly little swirling indications over in that far corner where Walters took the corner that the wind may well have helped to blow the ball in towards the Celtic goal. And Celtic goalkeeper Pat Bonner carrying a lot of responsibility in the eyes of most of the supporters inside the stadium, but Celtic have to forget all that and come back again, as Anton Rogan is trying to do. Walker dwelling a little bit too long on that, allowing Hoystra to go back with a headed pass back. So Hoystra now back on the left flank. He had switched with Walters for periods in the first half, but now back where he's more comfortable on the left. Hateley did well against Elliott. Here's Johnston. Back it goes to Hurlock, playing it in early. Elliott was in the way. Here's Paul McStay, who did some sterling work in the first half for Celtic. Couldn't get that pass beyond Spackman though. Here's Walker, and now Collins. Craney made a good angle for him. Coyne was caught on his heels though. That's a foul, all right. Johnston hacked down from the rear by Derek White. Johnston back to Harlock. That's aimed towards Haitley. Hoystra coming in from the left. Tackle made by Morris. Here's Paul McStay. Tremendous ability to look all around them as the ball arrives, to control the ball and still know exactly what's happening in every direction, Paul McStay. Here's Brown now. Well, John Brown perhaps had the best two chances of the first half for Rangers, going up for corner kicks. One he shot past the post, one he headed wide. There's Chris Morris with a header. But Celtic, for all their good play in the first half, for their organisation, their tactical formations, they still couldn't threaten Chris Wood seriously. I can't remember any direct shot on goal which would have troubled the Rangers goalkeeper and brought out a good save. One difficult cross to contend with, but that apart, Celtic's good work has been outside the Rangers penalty box. Here's Andy Walker. Morris coming forward quickly on the right. Brown's header goes straight back to Morris. Woods at full stretch. It looked for a moment as though he may have misjudged that. Well, the elastic arms appeared and Rangers were taken out of trouble. But this ball headed back by Brown straight to Chris Morris. Now just watch the way Chris Woods has to stretch himself when this ball comes in. Difficult swirling wind. There he is at full stretch. Coyne waiting for the error behind him. Came off Haitley's head. There's Morris. Well, the high ball's really not going to cause much trouble, I think, for the Rangers defence with Goff and Brown there. Pass from Stevens was intended to release Maurice Johnston. Well, Johnston has really had very poor service in the match so far. He had very few chances to show his striking ability. Craney to Collins. Forcing it forward for Coyne, but Goff was very quick with the tackle. Collins eased out of that by Harlock. That's for Haitley. And a fine tackle made by Paul Elliott. An inspirational challenge once again by the Celtic centre-half. Well, it was great play this from Harlock. Look at the way he used his physique there to win that ball from Collins. The quality of the pass was outstanding there for Haitley to go through. But look at the tackle there from Paul Elliott. Corner kick taken short and back it goes to Stevens. Johnston's layoff. This is Collins. Giving that straight to Haitley. Great chance for Rangers. And it was missed in the middle by Hoystra. Wow, what a relief there. Felt, I've no doubt, by John Collins in particular for Celtic. It was his error. And Haitley showed a lot of composure there to set up the chance of Peter Hoystra. And what a miss it was in the end. Brown forward, there's Haitley, back it goes to Johnston. Here's Stevens. Well taken by Bonnet, his positioning was excellent. 7 yards off his line. Rangers suddenly stepping up the pace, going for the goal, which may well clinch a victory. So Celtic will be the first to make a change. They're going to bring off Jerry Craney, who hasn't had much success this afternoon, and the replacement is Joe Miller. So a change is also going to be made by Rangers, and this is a very interesting one because young Sandy Robertson is going to come on to replace Peter Hoystra. Well, that does suggest the possibility of some alteration in the Rangers' tactics, and it looks as though maybe something of a shoring up job in midfield. And it looks as though Robertson is going to play wide on the right side of midfield with Walters on the left. Let's see how this settles down. That gives a little bit of extra defensive quality to the right flank of the Rangers side, where Joe Miller has come on as a fresh man. Brown and Walker. Monroe has to recover quickly. Coyne will retrieve this for Celtic. Celtic players racing into the box now as Coyne felt that challenge from Monroe, who recovered very well indeed for Rangers. There goes Walters, trying to get away from Collins. Nowhere of that corner for Walters. He was fouled though by the combination of Morris and Collins. The free kick taken quickly, but too quickly for the liking of the referee. Tommy Coyne is still out of the play over at the far corner flag. The referee hasn't spotted that. There's Brian Scott, the Celtic physio, inviting Coyne to leave the field for treatment. Celtic reduced to 10 men for the moment. Charlie Nicholas in reserve. Walters quite happy to take the ball towards the corner flag. A difficult one for Bonner. He's missed it again. And it's thumped away by Derek White. But what an unhappy occasion this is proving to be for the Republic of Ireland goalkeeper Pat Bonner. McStay and Hurlock clash fiercely in midfield. And look at this. Long ball played in. Bonner appears to have that under control. It slips through his hands like a bar of soap. He couldn't gather it, but he had Derek White there to save the day for Celtic. Here's Sandy Robertson, tackled well by Rogan. Derek White's header. Walker and Brown in a tangle of legs, but here's Paul McStay trying to work his way clear. He was fouled there by a combination of Spackman and Monroe. Free kick's been given. McStay really is trying to assert himself in midfield for Celtic, playing a real captain's role, trying to turn the tide back Celtic's way. Morris flights it in. Oh, that's well taken by Woods. Superb goalkeeping. Made up his mind instantly, came off his line like a sprinter to make that catch. Let's look at this, played in dangerously by Chris Morris. Coyne was going for it, but Woods made up his mind early, it was his ball. Brown doing well there, hooking the ball back towards Monroe. Gately chesting it back for Walters. Breaks off Peter Grant, the chance now for Johnston. Kind of opportunity he normally snaps up, and he'll be very disappointed with that. Peter Grant relieved about this. The throw out here from Pat Bonner. Grant in lots of space, looking up to see where he'd play a pass, breaks off his heel, and here's the chance now for Johnston. Tried to control the ball, I think tried to chip the goalkeeper and kicked the turf. Good pass to McStay. Here's Joe Miller. Collins, through it goes for Miller. Chance now from the byline. Good ball in, and Elliott couldn't get off his feet there. Nor could Tommy Coyne. Celtic players protesting there. There was some pushing going on. Referee not interested in appeals for a penalty though, as Walters breaks for Rangers. Walters again. There's Sandy Robertson. Beaten to that by Grant, but here's Robertson now with a great chance for Rangers. Taking on Bonner. Pulling it back for Haitley. Brilliant play from Sandy Robertson. Mark Haitley tied it up for Rangers. Well, that move coming on the back of a penalty kick denied to Celtic. So controversial, all right. Here was Mark Walters. Now this should have been tidied up by Peter Grant. It says first error of the match almost. And here's Sandy Robertson. Now just look at this. Confidence, for composure, for vision, and the pass made it easy for Haitley. Well, Sandy Robertson will enjoy seeing this again. 19 years old, remember. And look at the way he took on the goalkeeper. Pulled that back into the path of Haitley with such accuracy. The 2-0 to Rangers, and Mark Haitley gets his second goal courtesy of Sandy Robertson. The Celtic supporters chanting defiantly behind Chris Woods. Well, they really are remarkable in their support of their team. There's Chris Morris, halted in his tracks by Spackman. Spackman too has been all over the place in the middle of the field for Rangers, especially in the second half. Coyne sends it back. Morris trying to take on Walters. Winrow collects for Rangers. Peter Grant. Good running by Grant. Fine play by McStay. Here's a chance for Celtic. That is cleared off the line by Richard Goff from Joe Miller. Well, that just about sums up the afternoon for Celtic. It was brilliant play this. It's fired by Peter Grant. Racing forward from sweeper, setting this up for Paul McStay. An excellent ball played across the face of the goal. There was Joe Miller. Woods was beaten, but Goff was there. So another corner kick for Celtic. It's only their second of the match now coming up. Well, a goal now for Celtic would certainly give us a grandstand finish. Gaitley back, helping in defence, nudging that away from Paul Elliott. Charlie Nicholas turning into Goff. Played forward there by White. And it's hit into the side netting by Tommy Coyne. Well, you have to hand it to Celtic for their determination in battling back in these closing minutes. The throw here, finding Nicholas. He was blocked there by Richard Goff. The ball touched out there, came off Robertson. Played in by Rogan for Coyne. The angle was too narrow. Caught late by Spackman. Celtic coming forward. There's Collins. Superb save by Woods. Two players in trouble though in the middle of the field. McStay and Spackman are right in the middle of the field. The corner kick will not be taken until this is sorted out. But what fine play it was. There was McStay tackled by Spackman. It was set up there for Collins. What a fine shot, catching Woods off his line. But he makes a magnificent save. John Brown sends it back, and referee Jim McCluskey brings the first Old Firm match of 1991 to an end. It was a fine performance in the second half. The two goal scorers there, Mark Gaitley on the left, Mark Walters on the right. Gaitley's goal in the second half, courtesy of Sandy Robertson, who provided a moment of real skill to set up that easy chance for Gaitley to tie up the match. Rangers running out, excellent winners, but look at these defiant Celtic supporters. They know their team gave everything this afternoon. They certainly battled well in the first half. The opening goal from Walters from the corner kick was a real sickener, and Celtic couldn't find a way through a very well organised Rangers defence. So in the end, Rangers running out good winners against Celtic. The final score, Rangers 2, Celtic 0.
Well, the stadium now empty, and I must say it's a bleak and fairly miserable night here in Glasgow, particularly, obviously, if you're a Celtic fan, if you're one of those fans who stayed on at the end to show tremendous loyalty, if perhaps you're one of the Celtic fans among the troops in the Gulf who saw the game live this afternoon, courtesy of BBC Scotland and the Sunday Post. Celtic's troubles continue. Rangers go confidently into the new year, now 14 points ahead of their old rivals in the Premier Division. They still head the table. We'll leave you tonight with a look at the two goal scorers in this first Old Firm meeting of 1991. From all of us at a very wet Ibrox, goodbye.
There's Walters. An awkward one, straight into the net! Walters has scored for Rangers. And here's Robertson now with a great chance for Rangers. Taking on Bonner, pulling it back.